I'm kind of looking at it, but I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just kind of act like I'm walking towards my trunk, and I'm gonna just kind of peep it that way. And I stopped and I turned and I looked, because I you know, your mind played tricks on you. You know what I'm saying? Only thing I remember was I stopped and I looked, and the person— What's good, YouTube? Welcome to part 2 of the crazy stalker story. Going back to what I was saying earlier, she tells me she has all these crazy problems, right? She's like, oh, I don't like being alone. When I feel alone, I get depressed. Instead of me just being honest with her and just being like, hey, like, I'm not really looking for something serious, I'm just looking for this, I just play her game, man. A month down the road, I'm chilling, right? And she's like, hey, do you want to hang out? And I say, hey, I can't, like, I'm doing some work right now. And she's like, oh, okay, that's fine. We can reschedule for another time. We set a date. We was like, hey, we'll schedule for next weekend, whatever. She's like, perfect, sounds good. I get a call at 4 o'clock in the morning. Hey, Kim, I just took a whole bunch of Xans and stuff. I'm like, yo, it's 4 in the morning. I'm like, what are you doing? I said, why you ain't call the police? She, oh, no, I wasn't thinking about that. I just need you to come over. I said, listen, I can't. Like, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. I gotta be up in the morning in 2 hours. Like, I can't come over. She's like, oh, okay, whatever then, goodbye forever and all this stuff, just trying to play games, and had me like wondering. But I knew what she was doing, you know what I'm saying? She was playing head games. Fast forward, it's like 4:15, like 15 minutes later. I'm peaceful, I'm asleep, I'm knocked out, snoring. She called me up again. So you're not coming over? Hold on, wait a minute. I said, wow, it's crazy how fast you sobered up. And that's when I knew. I was like, oh yeah, she playing mind games. I said, listen, man, she started getting mad and was just blabbering at the mouth. That's how I knew you ain't the one and all. I'm just like, I gotta be up early in the morning in this 30-degree weather with booty shorts on and a t-shirt. The last thing I want to hear is you talking about I have the worst life in the world and all this. Man, I'm not trying to hear that, bro. I'm not trying to be no emotional tampon or nothing like that. So I'm like, you know what, I ain't even gonna give it no attention. I just said, all right, you have a nice night, and I hung the phone up. So then the next day I check her on. I'm like, hey, listen, I can't be dropping everything and running to you, okay? Because I have things going on for myself. You gotta understand, I get busy too. And she's like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Just saying okay, just trying to shut me up and stuff. And, oh, I just need a hug. I'm like, all right, whatever. So then she does it again. So at that time, when I kind of broke things, I was like, hey, listen, this ain't gonna work, okay? 2, maybe 3 months later, right? I'm working out at the park. I see this car and I'm like, yo, that look just like Shorty car, you know what I'm saying? So I go back and I walk towards my car to go, like, you know what I'm saying? But I was like trying to peep who was in the car, because it was just sitting there by itself, like just off. I'm kind of looking at it, but I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just kind of act like I'm walking towards my trunk, and I'm gonna just kind of peep it that way. And I stopped and I turned and I looked, because I you know, your mind played tricks on you. You know what I'm saying? Only thing I remember was I stopped and I looked, and the person hurried up and skirted off, and they was like, it was like, I'm like, damn, who dropping off that crazy?
It's a nice car, you driving really fast.
So next thing you know, it's so funny how all of a sudden I get a hey text from her that same exact day. So I'm like, it's not a coincidence, something gotta be going on. She calls me, she's like, yeah, I'll be seeing you doing your thing. I'm like, oh, you talking about on Instagram? And so she's like, yeah. I said, did you see me, like, were you at the park at this is that time, or like were you at the park around this is that time? She's like, no, what are you talking about? That's when I knew she was lying. I know what it is, like, I know the answer. I know it's gotta be you, but I'm gonna just ask the question to see if you reveal yourself. And I had to check her on that. I said, look, I don't know what you got going on. The last thing I need for you to do is to be stalking me. First of all, how do you even find my location? But check this out, y'all. This is a crazy part, right? At the time, I remember when I was talking to her, right? She likes to finesse guys. This is what she do. She'll say, hey, like, I do meetups or whatever, right? She's like, well, I gotta get the money up front first. And they'll pay her and she just won't meet up with him. Hate the player, not the game, right? I'm like, hey, do your thing. I'm not mad at you, whatever. But the crazy thing is, one of the guys said something to her and it triggered her like real bad. And so she went to one of her little followers or whatever, I guess, one of the guys that just like really want to be with her. She's like, hey, I need a location. He's like, sure, anything for you, love. Literally within less than like 10 minutes, he came back with the dude's full information, where he live at, all that stuff, man. It was insane. So just imagine, she probably did that call on me.
All right, hold up, pause. Right now I'm editing this video and I just realized my camera died on me. Let me explain things a little bit better. So after that, she kept trying to contact me through Facebook, through Instagram, through like Snapchat, all of that, man. Like, I mean, she was just like going insane. Like, I'm speaking, she would change her number and try to call me on a second phone, and man, I just blocked her on all those things, and I think she just kind of gave up. I'm just happy that, you know, she doesn't bother me anymore. It's been like a year since she ever even attempted to call me. So yeah, things just pretty much worked out for herself.
I want to tell you guys, I appreciate y'all for watching, man, but until then, peace.